Good evening, everyone. It is 6:02. It's Tuesday, July 9th, and this is the monthly meeting of the Michigan City Board of Zoning Appeals. Our first order of business is roll call.
Ms. Janice?
Here.
Mr. Klender?
Here.
Mr. Norvell?
Here.
And Mr. Zimmer?
Here.
We have a quorum. Oh, Mr. Hill?
Here.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
The next item is approval of the minutes from our last regular meeting, which was June 11th. Are there any comments, suggestions for changes, corrections, or a motion to approve?
So moved.
Ms. Janice?
Yes.
Okay. Mr.
I'm not
Klender?
gonna say no.
Yes.
Mr. Norvell?
Yes.
And Mr. Zimmer?
Yes.
Motion approved.
We will waive the reading of the policy of conduct and procedures and have them inserted into the minutes. Next item is our first petition, B-104-19, requesting a development standard variance to allow expansion of a non-residential, non-conforming building located at 607 East Barker Avenue. It's continued from last month. Are there any comments from Skylar about this?
I believe Brad, Attorney Adamski, is here tonight to talk to the board.
Okay.
Good evening, board members. Again, Brad Adamski here on behalf of the petitioner. We obviously were here extensively last month, put on a large presentation. The city put on a presentation as well. At the board's request, you asked for the two parties to come together and exchange additional information specifically about the existing structure. Unfortunately, we weren't able to connect with the city. Part of that I will take accountability for. I was on vacation for a portion of the last month, and then of course we had the holiday week last week as well. So it just tightened the schedule a little bit.
We did try, though.
You did reach out, absolutely.
Try.
Yeah.
Both parties tried.
There was communication back and forth.
Sure.
And then in lieu of that, I had our client looking to see what specs he could get from the original construction, which was now 18 plus months ago. And he wasn't really able to locate sufficient information to provide either to the city or to the board. So what he's done now is he's engaging a structural engineer out of South Bend, Keller Engineering. We don't have that report here tonight. So formally, and we sent this request earlier this week to the city. At that time, we didn't know a new board member had been appointed yet either. So our request for continuance is really because we are still trying to accumulate the information that the board is asking to see, but also given the nature and the fact that we're not on the same page with the city, I think our client, we would definitely prefer having a full sitting board to hear that at the time. So we're asking for continuance until the August meeting.
Very good. Any comments from the board or Skylar or Mr. Hale?
You're certainly free to grant the request for the continuance based upon good cause.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve the continuance?
Yeah, I move that we grant the continuance to our next scheduled meeting, which will be
August 13th, I believe. Just want to make sure. Correct, August 13th at 6 p.m.
yes,
Okay.
that this be continued till August 13th at 6 p.m.
Do I get a second?
I second that.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Skylar, you can take the roll.
Ms. Janice?
Yes.
Mr. Klender?
Yes.
Mr. Norvell?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmer?
Yes.
Motion approved. So this will be continued to the August 13th meeting at 6 p.m. and will not require renoticing. Correct, Steve? Correct me if I'm wrong. Will not require any renoticing because we're making the formal announcement tonight.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have some clients.
I went over today to that bar, and they said that all they wanted was because they had to expand the kitchen.
Well, they already expanded their kitchen. Sorry.
Huh? They did? Well, they didn't tell me what else they wanted expanded.
So our next item on the agenda is old business, which is approval of findings and orders for previous petitions B-102-19 Integrity Sign Company and B-105-19 Hamilton's and Dunescape at Beachwalk LLC. Do we need to take these individually or?
Yes, please.
Okay. So the first one is the findings for B-102-19 Integrity Sign Company.
Yes, may I?
Yes, please.
The decision and findings of fact has been distributed to you. You have it in written form in front of you. It's regarding petition number B-102-19. The petitioner is Integrity Sign Company. The owner are McDonald LLC, McDonald's of LaPorte County, and Third Generation Management LLC. The request was development standard variance for property at 5816 South Franklin Street. We had a public hearing on June 11th, 2019, and it was noted that the petition was requesting development standards variance to allow the current non-conforming signage on the property to be replaced by an electric changeable message sign that is greater than 12 square feet in area, within 600 square feet of other electronic changeable message signs that are also over 12 square feet. This body made the findings that are in front of you on that decision and findings of fact that was set forth, but also found that in granting the petition, you added the following conditions. The new digital reader board will be no more than 15 square feet in size, as shown in the sign application. The new digital reader board will adhere to all restrictions for electronic changeable message signs found in section 19.06, subsection D, subsection 5 of the joint zoning ordinance. Now, these include illumination standards, timing standards for messages to change, and standards for animation, blinking, and flashing. Based upon the petition, the presentation of the petitioner, the documents, testimony, remonstrances, and other matters brought forth in that public hearing, and all materials, documents, and testimony set out in the record of this matter, but subject to the conditions set out in paragraph 7 that I just read to you, this body made the findings set out above and granted petition number B-102-19 on June 11, 2019. An appropriate motion would be to accept the decision and findings of fact as submitted to you and subject to the conditions that appeared therein and that were read by me.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Miss Janice,
Yes?
Mr. Klinder,
Is this,
set forth, and now this is the formalization of those.
Absolutely.
Those that-
What you
Last month's meeting.
what you approved last month, this is basically the if there was any changes that were made at that meeting, these are reflected in this findings and orders that Mr. Hale prepares for us. Correct.
I was just wondering, I know we approved it last month, this is just formal.
This is the formal, and this will be what is recorded.
Just to add to that, if I may, we're required to have written findings, and we record them. And so this is just a written memorialization of what was done at our last meeting.
Absolutely.
With that understanding, yes.
Do we want to sign it?
Mr. Novell,
Yes.
Mr. Zimmer.
Yes.
Yes, please do sign them.
Here you go. This is the one we're signing.
Oh,
And proceed to the next petition.
The next petition for the approval of the decision and findings of fact is B-105-19. Mr. Hale?
Again, you have before you, in a written form, the decision and findings of fact of this body, the Michigan City Board of Zoning Appeals, for petition number B-10519. Petitioners Robert and Helena Hamilton and Dunescape at Beachwalk LLC. The owners Robert and Helena Hamilton. The request was for a development standards variance for property at Lot 5 Whisper Dune subdivision. And a public hearing was held at our last meeting on June 11, 2019. Following the presentation that was made by the petitioner, this body made the findings that are set out in this written decision and findings of fact, and approved the development standards variance request, but subject to a condition. That condition was that the new home will need to meet all other R1E waterfront view protection standards, such as height. And based upon the petition, the presentation of the petitioner, the documents, testimony, remonstrances, and other matters brought forth in the public hearing, and all materials, documents, and testimony set out in the record of this matter, and subject to the conditions set out in paragraph 7, the condition that I just read, this body made the findings set out in the decision and findings of fact and granted petition number B-105-19 on June 11, 2019. Again, appropriate motion would be to approve that decision and findings of fact that's submitted to you.
Can I get a motion?
I move that we approve the decision of finding of facts of petition B-105-19.
I'll second that.
Ms. Janice,
Yes.
Mr. Klinder,
Yes.
Mr. Novell,
Yes.
and Mr. Zimmer.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Any new business this evening?
No new business this afternoon.
Is there any public comment? Not hearing any public comment, we will move for a motion to adjourn. I've got a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
We have a second, so we are adjourned.